And we're live. We are back. Episode number 16, MMA Uncensored. Very excited to be back as always. I hope everybody's having a great week. I hope everybody is wearing their masks and doing what they got to do. So please be careful out there. Wash your hands, sanitize, do all that good stuff. And I wanted to thank last week's guest. We had UFC Spike Carlisle, a.k.a. the Alpha Ginger, on. For the first time ever in MMA Uncensored history, we had a prayer. It was very nice. It was very cool. And then also Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, Christine Faria was on as well, talking about her upcoming fight with Helen Peralta for the championship, which is going to take place August next month in Kansas. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys very much for being on the podcast. And thank you all for tuning in. Guys, the following continues to grow. Very blessed, very thankful for all of your support. Thank you very much for continuing to follow and subscribe. And speaking of which, you can subscribe on YouTube, MMA Uncensored. So check us out there. You could get all the past interviews, current interviews, and original content as well. Sometimes I do some crazy things with some really tough people. So check it out. And then also on Instagram, at MMA Uncensored _. Tonight, we have very special guests on. I'm very excited to have these individuals on. First is WWE superstar Dana Brooke, and our next guest after her is actually her boyfriend, Uly Diaz, who's a professional boxer, mixed martial artist, and bare knuckle fighter. Awesome guy. Can't wait to get him on as well. But without further ado, let's get her up. Miss Dana Brooke. Ashley.
Hey guys, what's going on? How's it going, Joe?
It's going good. Listen, we're just trying to survive. I'm over here just trying to do my thing and follow all protocol for the COVID-19.
Yeah, but you're doing it. You're killing it from home. I think the last time I had seen you was back in February, and things have changed, got a little crazy, but you're still rocking and rolling, putting out amazing content, amazing podcasts. It's seriously amazing to look at your page and see all the different athletes, different variety of mixed martial arts on your page, and I'm very honored to be on as well, so I'm excited for it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we had a great time. That was at Bare Knuckle 10 in Fort Lauderdale. Your boyfriend was fighting. He did great. He got the win. And I ran into you. I didn't even know you were there, and I must have missed the announcement when the ring announcer said that you were in attendance. But I thought I saw someone that looked familiar, and I'm looking at you. I'm like, she looks familiar. I just can't, And then when I saw you backstage, I was like, oh, I got to go talk to her. So that was
cool. A lot of fun. That was that was an awesome day. Just to be there for Uly was truly amazing. To see his support and, everyone that came out to support him. And then that was actually my first time at a bare knuckle fight. And let me tell you, that's a crazy scene. As you know, he'll be on in a little bit later. But just sitting in the crowd and being, ringside, it's like it. Thank God I didn't wear white, because you get, it's like the splash zone, right? Anything goes.
It's so true. It's the atmosphere at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships unbelievable. I mean, you got to be there to see it, and you were there firsthand. You had some great seats, of course, and it's a lot of fun. It's exciting. It's fast paced. Somebody's gonna get knocked out. Teeth are gonna get knocked out. There's gonna be blood everywhere.
I literally when he was in there fighting, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, don't know if I should watch. I'm praying at the same time. I have no idea. And boom, it's done. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, this is absolutely crazy. Can we rewatch it all over again? Because it happened so fast. But I was so happy, he was safe, healthy, and, his opponent too, he was good. No one really seriously got hurt. But, he rocked out another victory. So props to him. That was amazing.
Yeah, he's doing great. And, maybe we'll get a little, wrestling involved there too. Maybe you should be his valet at his next fight. That'd be cool. And you could be ringside and grab the guy by the leg and then
trip him out. Right. And say, listen, I'm the best cheater in the game. Don't even, But I always tell him too, he does everything. He does it all. And I said, there's one thing that you haven't done yet, and that's step foot into a WWE ring. And I know Vince McMahon, once he sees his look, it's, game over. So it's only a matter of time for him to step in WWE. But, I'm truly excited. Just our goals and our dreams and everything, when two separate people coming in and meeting very organically and natural, actually through Yoel Romero.
Oh, really?
That's how we actually met. So it was a crazy world. I was good friends with Yoel, and he actually trained with Yoel for one of his Titan fights. And yeah, small world. We just kind of met, and then his goals and his dreams and how passionate he is about his career kind of matches with mine, and we've kind of ran wild with it, and it's been a very amazing dynamic between us. It's nothing can stop us, nothing can hold us down. We train every single day in our backyard. We have a ring in the backyard, and I'm starting to box. Can you believe it?
I saw that. I was gonna ask you about that, but since you brought it up, let's talk about it. I've seen a lot of the videos, the jungle gym. I see what you're doing back there. You train now. I want to know, you're boxing. What's going on with that? Is this just to train and stay in shape, and you're having fun, or do you plan on kicking some butt? What's going to happen?
So listen, I always like to switch my workups up. Coming from like a fitness background and stuff like that, moving weight was always something I was super passionate about. Also being a gymnast for 18 years, the agility and the cardiovascular, it was just always in my blood. And, I would be training in the backyard, doing my own thing, like circuit training and lifting weights. And then I would see him out of the corner of my eyes, shadow boxing and then hitting the mitts. And then his coach, Orlando, he lives literally the backyard facing our backyards touch up against each other. So he's our neighbor, and he would be here every single day training. Hector in the backyard. Kobe Covington comes in the back too, but this is prior to that. And I'm like, I don't want to step on any toes, but like I kind of want to try it out. And I asked Uly one day, I was like, hey babe, is there any way that I could try it out just to see, like, get a feel for it? You do those like little what is it, title boxing classes that are just little like hitting, the bags or whatever, but
it's like more cardio.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, all right, let me give this a try. And I did, I know Orlando works super, super hard with the best of the best. So I didn't want to take away from his time and everything. And he was like, no, I would absolutely love to train you. So one day I put the gloves on and I was super, super nervous, and I just went at it, and he's like, you're a true natural. I was like, really? Am I? And it felt so amazing just to switch it up, switch up the routine, the workout. And I'm telling you, coming from WWE and then into boxing, you have to use your mind so much in the ring as wrestling goes and how everything moves. But then in boxing, I've never, ever, ever had to use my mind so much with those combos and ducking and weaving and stuff. It's absolutely incredible. And I earned a lot of respect for everyone out there, MMA, boxing, bare knuckle fight. I mean, it's just truly amazing the amount of work that these athletes put in. So it just made me gain a whole another appreciation for them. And something, I've gotten addicted to it, and it's like every single day I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, can I see myself actually like fighting? And I think so. I'm like, heck yes I can. And one day I definitely, that's like in on your bucket list, and it's never too late.
Of course.
So I think one day it's definitely a great possibility.
Wow. So would you get into MMA or boxing?
So I think it would be a lot of fun to try both. Obviously, I'll start with boxing first. I would, and then being in the ring with Ronda Rousey too. I admire her a lot for everything she's done. And then just, watching what these female athletes do in MMA is amazing. And I always want to give it a try, win, lose, you draw. It's just, at least I've done it and I've succeeded and gone that extra mile. I always tell people it's okay for failure, but don't quit. Failure it's okay because you learn from your mistakes. People always say failure is not an option. I agree with that because you're going in with like a winning mentality. But at the same point in time, if you go for something and then you quit, you can't learn from that. So if I go in there and at least try it and just say, okay, I did it. It's not for me. Let me step away. Okay, fine. At least I gave it a try, and I can learn and earn and gain a respect for the sport, which I already have, which is it's amazing. So maybe one day, but I definitely have to finish out this WWE contract.
Yes.
It's been, that's literally the best business and the best job. I don't even like to call it a job because it's something I'm super passionate about.
That's great.
And it's the best place to be, and it's really changed my life and for the better. So I like where I'm at, and boxing right now helps me get in shape for in the ring, and wrestling too as well. And I can use a couple of those combos in the ring as well too. So everyone watch out.
Oh, that's it. That's a warning shot right there.
That
I like
is
that.
for sure. Ronda, I'm ready.
Ooh, I want to see
Yes.
it. I want to see it.
Exactly. Even Sonia, Sonia had trained
Yeah.
for MMA too. And she commented once, she hit me up on the DM. She's like, I'm not going to lie, you have great talent and you have some skills. I go, all right, listen, I'm going to call you out. And I want some intense, matches with her. So I'm excited for what's to come.
That's amazing. Yeah, hey, and you make a good point. There's going to be failure. I think every successful person that I talk to, and I could honestly say every guest that I have on this podcast found success in their life. And they're doing something with their life that's special. And everyone's failed. Everyone's story, although different, tied together. There are some similarities to it, and it's people that don't know how to quit, don't know how to give up, keep getting up, so that's a good point that you make.
Thank you so much. It's something that, I live by too, is tomorrow's never promised, right? So you want to live everything out to its fullest. You never want what ifs in life. I mean, coming from me and what I've experienced in my past, I've seen life can be taken from you in an instant. So I always go with that mentality. Tomorrow's never guaranteed, and never give up and keep going strong. So, and that's something I live by. So it's, I practice what I preach.
So growing up, where exactly did you grow up?
So I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I know that's like completely north, like super north. And so I was born and raised there. I was a gymnast for 18 years. So gymnastics is basically what I knew. Family is my backbone. Family is my life. And growing up, I was in a strict, household with my mother, my father, and I have a younger sister who is 28. Her name is Brittany. I was very fortunate enough that my family supported me in gymnastics. And I went to the Junior Olympics, and I was, with the USA team, trained by some of the best in the world, Dominique Mucciano, Dominic Zito, who are still, very, they're still in in the gymnastics industry and stuff like that. So gymnastics was literally my dream. Okay. So, my parents pulled me out of school early to take me out of school early, and then take me to gymnastics. And then I did strength and conditioning at 5 a.m., went to school. My parents had pulled me out of school early, and I went into stretching. And then I went into a 4.5-hour long session of gymnastics, came home, did homework, did it all over again, and traveled on the weekends.
Wow.
And so, it was like, that's all I knew was drive, determination, and I control my own destiny here. If this is something I want, I have to go and get it. Right. And then injuries, unfortunately, had stopped my career. I had broke my nose in the Junior Olympics. I had right ankle, reconstructive ankle surgery. And my doctor was like, hey, listen, you can't do this anymore. And I'm like, what? You're telling a little girl whose dreams and aspirations was to be in the Olympics. And that was it. You ask a little kid what they want to be when they grow older. A baseball player, an NFL player. It was, I'm going to be in the Olympics for gymnastics. Right. No one could tell me different. So when my doctor had told me that, it was just like everything was swept, from underneath me. I was like, well, what do I do next? And my doctor was like, well, you could go into diving. Like a lot of gymnasts transition into diving, which is like diving off of a diving board into water. And I'm like, all right, let me give it a try. And I'm a girl. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. It's cold outside. It snows. I don't like getting my hair wet.
Yeah, what kind of diving board are we talking about here?
Right. I go, this isn't for me. I go, I'm not getting my hair wet 7 days a week. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't want makeup running down my face. No, thank you. Not a good look. But I gave it a try. I tried it out, and I was district champ and then state champion all within less than a year. And I was like,
wow.
This just isn't for me. I just running off a diving board, flipping, and I give all credit in the world to everyone who does it. It's just, I was meant for something like
Yeah.
Just, I was so used to being in the gym training consistently and 4 events instead of just one. It was just very different. And it's not something I was passionate about. So why follow through? Like I said earlier, I tried it, and it was just something that I didn't like. So after that, I went, my parents had always said, go to college. You have to go to college, get a school education. And so I went to Kent State University in Ohio, and they had a great gymnastics program. So that's what I was always going for. And they're like, what are you going to go to school for? And I was like, something, I have no idea. Like, I have no clue. And so I was like, all right, growing up, I was like, what's cool, So I went to school for fashion merchandising and design, and graduated with business and a minor in marketing as well, so in a bachelor's in science. So it was like, I was just like school.
Yeah.
And I had graduated with that, and I worked these 9-to-5 jobs as, a merchandising manager, and then, a small clothing boutique that I had opened up and ran. And I would constantly look at my clock, and I'm like, this is a 9-to-5. I was working all through the night doing like merchandise change and stuff. And I was like, I am not comfortable in my own skin. I need to be working out. I feel disgusting. I just don't like this. So my girlfriend had called me, and she had mentioned to me, about why don't I try like these bikini competitions? And at that time, I did a lot of modeling. I did Maxim and stuff, Miss Wine Tropic pageants. And I was like, I've already done
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah. I was like, I already done that. I did all that. I go, I don't want that. She's like, no. This is something you train for. Like, you go in and, you're judged on your physique and your body and the work that you put in and everything like that. I was like, all right, tell me a little bit more about it. So I started in bikini, and then I transitioned over into fitness, which was like, that was everything to me. I don't know if you're familiar with the fitness division, but it's like
a little bit.
It's like a 2-minute gymnastics routine that's like strength and conditioning, as far as like push-ups, strength holds, tumbling, and a physique round where you're in your like little posing suit, and you pose, and that you're based off of those 2 categories. And I turned pro in 2012, and I traveled the world, the Arnold Classics, Mr. Olympias.
Oh, you did
And I
Arnold.
thought,
Nice.
yeah. I did
That's
it
cool.
Spain, Brazil, Columbus, Ohio, Australia, like all around Europe. So it was definitely something like, I thought I did it. I was on the cover of a couple magazines. I was like, this is it. This is the platform I needed to like start inspiring people and like get out there and show people, don't be complacent, and go out there and follow your dreams. And, coming from gymnastics and then transitioning into this, I was like, I found my niche. Then I was in Spain competing, and WWE had come up to me, and they were like, hey, listen, we love your personality. We love everything about you. Would you like to, wrestle? And I was like, wrestling? Are you crazy? Like, me? No way. And they're
Now,
like,
did you ever watch?
WWE.
Did you watch wrestling growing up? Were you a fan growing up?
So, like, it was crazy because growing up as a kid, my dad and my uncles were obsessed. I would hear them woo all the time, talk about Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, everything like that. And on Sundays, when I wasn't competing in gymnastics, every morning, me and my dad would like play wrestle on the bed. I had my stuffed animals all out, and I would wrestle all the time with them, like body slam them and, talk to them like super sassy. And then I would see, my dad watching, the wrestling all the time on TV, and the girls would come on, and my mom would be like, no, get that off. She doesn't need to see that. I was always like a rambunctious child anyway. So when this fell into my lap, all I could think of was my childhood with my father and my uncle. And I was just like, man, this is amazing opportunity. But I go, I don't know how to wrestle. Like, I don't know. And they're like, no, come out to Tampa. That was when wrestling was in Tampa. So I went out to Tampa. I gave it a try, and I fell in love with it from the moment I stepped into the ring. Norman Smiley was there, who's still a coach there, Sarah and Motto. They're great. They've really literally taken me by the hand and taught me everything. Billy Gunn, it's been it's truly amazing to go and be backstage and in an environment where I used to look at these people on TV like The Undertaker and like
Oh
I had
my
mentioned
God.
Ric Flair.
Yeah.
I was with Rick, you know, I was in a storyline with Rick, and like,
Unbelievable.
yeah, it's truly humbling to me that they look at me like
Yeah.
I'm talent, you know, I'm just one of them, where I'm looking at you like, man, I was,
They're
you know,
legends.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're legends.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing to see my transition in
Mhm.
life. And you know, something I always tell people is life's like a puzzle. You know, every piece might not fit when you were going through it,
Mhm.
but it paints this beautiful picture. Because who would have thought, me being a little gymnast, them telling me no, I couldn't do it, I would end up here, you know,
Yeah.
years later. And it's beautiful, the journey that I've gone through, and it's just all about determination and
Yeah.
never giving up on your dreams. And that's truly what, you know, I try and tell everybody with
Mhm.
my message. But it's had its bumps in the road,
Yeah.
don't get me
Hey,
wrong. Not
they all do,
everything,
right?
yes, not everything was like peachy, but
Yeah.
definitely is something that, you know, I'm super grateful for
Mhm.
in life. So I'm excited to see what the future holds as well.
That's amazing. Like when you got, you know, when you got called, who was it that approached you that said, "Hey, you know, do you want to try out WWE?"
So it was a recruiter. His name is Canyon Seaman, and
Uh
Triple
huh.
H. Triple
I
H
Triple H.
was super big in the fitness industry.
Mhm.
And I was the first athlete, WWE star, male or female,
Mhm.
to cross over into fitness and bodybuilding while they were wrestling. And that's one of my highlighted moments
Okay.
of my career is when I went and I competed back in the Arnold Classic while I was in WWE.
Mhm.
Triple H was there and he gave me like the biggest hug and he was like, I'm super proud of you because we found you here and you're showing people out there that you can do this
Right.
too. So it
Mhm.
was super humbling. And that's why I try and stay very active in the fitness world and bodybuilding industry as
Mhm.
well, is because, you know, that's not only life as I thought, you know, I was just like, oh, I
Right.
made it. I've done it. There's always that next platform, and
True.
WWE's allowed me to shine light on that.
It's amazing. Now, when you went to the, I guess it was a performance center that they had you start at, so you could train.
Yes, so
Okay.
my everything that I did, like my tryouts were in Tampa, Florida, and
Right.
then I stayed down there for a week. You know, they got to learn about my personality and my you know, like the promo classes and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And they gave me a contract on the spot, actually, with Carmela, who, you know,
Mhm.
we were roommates at the time when we first tried out, and we were roommates. We lived together. We had no idea about WWE or wrestling or
Yeah.
anything like that, and we were the only two girls to get handed a contract on spot, and reported into Orlando, Florida, which is the Performance Center,
Right.
which I am going there later after this interview. I got to take a trip up there.
Nice.
So, yeah, so
Are you
we
doing
train there.
NXT?
No, I'm going up there. We film
Uh-huh.
SmackDown up there.
Oh, okay. Because of
Yeah,
the
yes.
COVID and everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
everything's done in Orlando, Florida, which is, like
Mhm.
I said, during this time, and we can get into that in a second here, but
Yeah.
WWE really cares about the fans and the outreach and just putting smiles on everybody's faces during this time, which I'm very passionate about as well, too, because
Mhm.
life is hard out there now. Definitely
Yeah.
hard. But
Yeah.
so I trained in Orlando and
Mhm.
then I got to the main roster, and here I am.
Wow.
Almost
So
7 years
cool.
later.
Amazing, right? It's you
Yes.
know, what did you think? Like now, you know, you've had your, you know, gymnast background. Did you feel, you know, and then also, you know, with competing in bodybuilding as well because of the stage presence, did you feel that you had a little bit of an advantage, confident, you know, going into training to learn wrestling?
So confidence has always been key
Yeah.
in anything, and I will have to say I've always had confidence in everything I did. But going into wrestling really kind of made me a little bit nervous, and
Mhm.
you know, brought my self-esteem down a little bit because I really had no idea people train so hard and long for this. This is, you know, as I said, as
Yeah.
a child, my goal was gymnastics. Growing up was, or knowing some of these girls, their dream growing up was to be a wrestler.
Right.
So it was very fortunate, and it was a blessing that it had fell into my lap, that like I was able to have this opportunity where there are thousands and thousands of girls out there that are knocking on WWE's door, trying just to get seen, just for an opportunity. So being able to be, you know, in the ring with some of the girls who have trained all their life for this made me a little bit nervous. But they, you know, during training, they took me under their wing and, you know, really kind of coached me. And, you know, it's been a blessing to, you know, kind of be like a vet now. You know, it's 7 years, and having girls come in and, you know, asking me, hey, can you take a look at this? Or, you know, what could I have done? And I find that very humbling to me as well, too, because I was in their shoes once before as well. But, you know, it's, so funny story is I went out and my first role was a heel, which I was taken back. I was like, I seriously, Joe, listen to me. I went out there and I'm like, I can't be mean. Like, I mean, I can. There's that part of you, like deep inside, you know, there's something inside of you that like you bring out, right? And I learned that with like Dusty Rhodes and stuff. You have to like flip a switch. And Howard Fine, who was a great acting coach as well. And I would get in these zones and I would get back there, put my, you know, just really get in my element. The first match ever, I went out there and I'm like listening to these people booing me and telling me I suck and everything. Like, I went back there and everyone's clapping and standing and like trying to give me a hug. I'm trying to like hold these tears back in my head. I call my mom immediately. I'm like, Mom, I don't think I like this. They hate me. I don't want to do this anymore. She's like, Ash, you're doing your job. Like, you're doing it. You're doing it. You know, keep going. And I was like, I can't. And now, you know, I've done, you know, I'm a baby face and it's truly who I am. Like, out on TV is who I am as a person. And
and that shows on camera.
Thank you. Thank you. But it is amazing to be a bad girl once in a while, because I'm like, I'm sassy, you know? So
yeah, you got that sass.
Yes, exactly. So it's nice to have a transition once in a while. But
yeah, I think
like being relatable.
I think the bad, like the heels have more fun, in my opinion.
Oh my
If I was a heel, like I would have more, like if I was in that situation, I would have more fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's so much fun, because I always say that is a little piece and part of you, you know, inside of you that you have to trigger. So it's something a lot of fun. I love it. But you know, the kids, when I was a heel, the kids are always looking at me like, huh? Like, she's not very nice. And I'm like, come take a picture. And I'll never forget, this kid looked at his dad and goes, no, you're a bad person. Like, you're a bad girl. My dad tells me I can't take pictures with, you know, mean, bad people. And it broke my heart. I was like, no, but I'm really nice, but I'm not nice. I don't know what to say. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun in that regard, to go out there and have this like alter ego come out. And then it's difficult when kids are afraid of you, when you're trying to inspire them to, you know, live their life.
Yeah. Well, what was it like? Because you said when you were growing up, your dad, your uncle, they're watching TV, Ric Flair. What was it like when they saw you on TV now?
Oh my gosh. So my dad, to this day, and my uncle too, my Uncle Barney, they're like my number one fan, like number one fan. They are so into it. You know, I was in actually a cigar shop. My parents' 40th anniversary was just not too long ago, and Uly and I took a trip up to Cleveland. And we went into the cigar shop to actually grab a couple cigars for Coach Orlando, because my dad was so excited. I was into boxing and was just like, oh, nice. This is amazing. So we go in and I'm telling you this, like, if I'm not dolled, like when I'm at home, I don't do my hair, I don't wear makeup or whatever. So I go to the store and like, I mean, you look fine without it. I wouldn't have guessed you didn't have any on. I mean, that's your natural. You woke up like this, right?
Of course, always.
That's what they say. So we walk in the store, and my dad knows, like, let's get in and get out, you know? And my hair's up, and he walks in, and they're like, oh, what do you want cigars for? And my dad goes, oh, he's a pro boxer, and she is, you know who this is? And I'm like, Dad, don't, proud. You know, he's so proud, you know? They're super proud. and it never gets old. And my mom at first, she was so reluctant about like, should I like this? Shouldn't I like this? It's still to this day.
Wow.
If there's a minute after I come off TV and 60 seconds goes by, she's already texting me, asking me, okay, are you okay? Da, 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 da. If like 5-10 minutes go by and I'm talking to like a producer or, I go see Mr. McMahon backstage to like talk to him and she's like blowing me up. I'm like, Mom, I'm talking, I'm okay. But it's amazing to have their support, and it is amazing to, also have Uly support as well too. It's just, it means everything to me to put smiles on, his kids' faces as well, and kids' faces all over the place that, my friends' kids. So the support is truly, I love my fans. I love my family. And, my uncle and my dad, when they go backstage, I'm like, okay, let me tell you something. If you come backstage, you better zip it. Like, don't talk to anyone. Just, keep it moving. Yeah. Like, act cool, Dad, because he's there like, oh my God, that's it. I go, yeah, it's cool. I work with them. But here I am when I started. I'm like, look at who it is, like that. So yeah, I've been very fortunate to meet some of the best of the best, and like Batista, The Rock, and many, many other actors, singers, athletes. Like for example, Mario Lopez is a huge wrestling fan.
Oh yeah,
but I was a huge Saved by the Bell fan.
Me
know
too.
What I mean? Like
AC Slater, baby.
Growing up, it's like I was like, oh my God, he's the hottest thing ever. And then backstage at the Staples Center, I'm back there and I'm like getting ready for a match and rushing through, and he's with his son, and he goes, hey, can Nico, his son, can he take a picture with you? He loves how you like flex your muscles. And I'm like, like I'm like stuttering on my words.
Right?
Like, are you really asking me? Because that's I would ask you, but it's great how other people have your support and they appreciate what you do.
What about like for you, personally behind the scenes, who have been some wrestlers that have been good inspiration for you and really been helpful, with your career?
I would have to really say, bless his heart and, rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes has really, he really paved the way for me. I know there was a lot of times that, like I had mentioned to you, I was just always, I'm used to just being me, I'm used to doing interviews in the fitness industry and stuff like that. So being able to trigger a heel persona was very difficult for me. But the dream, Dusty Rhodes had a vision. He had a plan. He knew exactly. And he would, I would go in every Tuesday and I'm like, I just can't, I don't know what to do. And he's like, and with his like little lisp and aspects, he would call me baby girl. And he's like, you got this. You have the star power, So that's somebody that I will always truly remember.
Nice.
And being able to work, alongside Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair was super humbling and amazing. Charlotte and I really grew a great connection and friendship down in NXT.
Nice.
She was one of my best friends. We traveled pretty much, the country together nonstop, side by side. Family, we're around them more than we are actually, our families. So, her and I really developed a great relationship as far as training goes. Obviously, our friendship kind of, came to an explosion in the ring. So we had to part ways. But hey, we all want one, goal in WWE, and that's to be champion. So I respect every girl's, drive and determination. Ronda Rousey also. She paved the way, and she made a lot of people really, really from, the MMA and UFC world and industry kind of tune into wrestling and earn a different kind of respect. I respect her a lot too in the sense of she stepped in without knowing really anything. She had a great background, great, amazing head on her shoulders, but she came into, somewhere where she could not really care about what anyone thought. She just had to do her job and kind of, go in there. And being in the ring with her and actually being able to talk to her one-on-one personally, she really made me able to, open up my mindset and just know that, like, you're looking out for you and your best interest. And, no one else is going to do that. You have to do it for yourself. And she's given me some great advice as well. You know, Bailey and Sasha, you know, back then they were really true role models for me. Now, not so much. I don't know what's going on with how big their head
Yeah,
is,
they're
you
getting
know?
crazy. I see it.
So crazy, so crazy. But I really looked up to them too, because as I had
Mhm,
mentioned earlier, there's girls that have been dying for this opportunity within
mhm,
WWE for their whole life. And they always had been super nice and helpful in teaching me a lot of things, giving me
mhm.
some moves that, you know, they thought I could do, and you know, being successful at it. But we've definitely had our battles back and forth. Us, I
Yeah.
would say, me and Bailey, and me and Sasha, and vice versa. So
Mhm.
those are some of the girls that have definitely, you know, and Beth Phoenix,
Oh
Natalia,
yeah, legend.
they're legends,
Yeah.
definitely. So it's I always say this. I always say every single girl within WWE has empowered me some way, somehow, good or bad. If
Mhm,
they've had a very negative attitude or something, I've been able to take something away from them,
mhm.
in regards to that's just not how I want to be or how I want to act, you know, out there, and moving forward in my career. And that's why I think it shines so bright out there. Is this is
Mhm.
me, this is who I am. And
Right.
you know, I want to be that person that people look up to and say, wow, I really learned something from her.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing stage, you know, being in the WWE, and the opportunity that you have is amazing. Obviously, you're doing great work. What are some of the I guess standout moments for you, like as far as storylines and stuff like that? What were some of your favorite ones?
My Okay, so I don't know if you watched the last recent Money in the Bank. It wasn't my hottest performance or night or match or whatever. I mean, it was kind of a disaster. I kind of thought the briefcase was, I don't know if you saw it, but the
I missed it.
briefcase,
No, you got to tell me.
okay, so Money in the Bank, you know, you have the briefcase and you have
Right.
the, it's a ladder
Climb
match
up.
and you run up to the top. We had it in headquarters, and
Okay.
you know, I thought I was on the rooftop or the highest floor, and I was racing around headquarters. So you start at the bottom and you kind of race up like a
Okay.
scavenger hunt. And so I was racing up, and literally I went into this room, a conference room, and I saw it looked like heaven's doors were opening. I saw this briefcase. I mean, look it up online. It's
I
everywhere.
will.
There's memes everywhere. And I was just like, oh my God, this is it. Like I won. So I, you know, jump on the table and I grab the briefcase, undo it, and I like fall to my knees as if I won, which I thought I won everything. This was absolutely everything to me. And then Stephanie McMahon opens up the door and was like, Dana, what are you doing? Like, are you dumb or something? That's not the briefcase. The briefcase is up on the top floor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Yeah. And so then Carmella smashed a pitcher over my head. I bumped into Paul Heyman, a massive food fight, you know, broke out, broke loose. It was like all my fault. But it was definitely it was amazing because it was a history making moment as
Yeah.
far as being in, you know, Stamford, Connecticut,
Mhm,
you know, filming at the headquarters. So that was really cool. As I had mentioned, I can't
mhm,
thank Ronda enough. I came out and I had a championship opportunity against Ronda, but I cut this
mhm,
heartfelt promo. And
mhm,
you know, again, I put my hair. I did it like I do every single day, no makeup.
mhm,
My hair was in a ponytail, and I walk out, and I said, I can't take. You know, this is me. I wanted every opportunity. I don't. You know,
mhm.
I don't care who you are. No one would accept this challenge. No one's come out. I'm coming out. You know, and I think it opened up a lot of people's eyes to say like she's gonna go with where her heart lies, and you know nothing can stop her.
Mhm.
So that was definitely a highlight in my career.
Nice.
My first one of my first times was dressing up as Ric Flair. Um, and I had to come out here and you know show everyone that I was Ric Flair and cause a distraction for
Mhm.
Charlotte. And so that was a crazy moment too, because I had to go into Vince's office dressed up as Ric Flair and woo for him. And I can't woo. Like
Oh
my voice,
no.
I can't sing, I can't woo. I you know, so I went in there and
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, can I hear you woo? And I tried my hardest. And it came out okay, but I was like, oh
Woo!
yeah, yeah, see you got it.
A lot
But
of practice.
yeah. And so, you know, that was definitely a lot of fun. But I take away from every single match. There's been so many traveling overseas. It's great
Mhm.
memories for the rest of my life, you know?
Oh my God, yeah, I can imagine. Just watching on TV. I mean, as a kid, watching WWE. Well, that time it was WWF on TV, and seeing Hogan. You know, he was my all-time favorite. He always will
Yeah.
be. And then Bret Hart and the Undertaker and all the Shawn Michaels. I love these guys. You know, it was
Yeah.
just so much fun to watch, and it's so cool to talk to you. You know, I get to talk to a
Thank you.
WWE superstar who happens to be a very, very cool person as well.
Thank
Uh,
you.
of course, of course. So, like, um, moving forward, obviously, you had mentioned earlier your contract with WWE could be, it's going to be coming to an end soon. What are your plans? Do you plan on resigning with WWE? Do you plan on testing out the free agent market? What's going on?
And it's not coming up soon by any means. I have
Okay.
I have years left on my
Okay.
contract.
Gotcha.
WWE has my heart. It's
Yeah.
been something that has really. I always say I'm married to wrestling now. Wrestling saved my life. 3 years ago, I had a tragic experience,
Yes.
and wrestling was there for me.
Hmm.
Wrestling was there for me. It was something that I could trigger my mind to,
Right.
and just know that I had to go and put all out in the ring and
Hmm.
everything that I've ever worked for. And if I stop now, then I'm not going to be able to continue on. And
Yeah.
wrestling gave me that outlet.
Hmm.
So it's the best possible place for me to be. I
Yeah.
never forget that. And the outreach that WWE has on the community and doing charitable work, and a lot of foundations and
Yeah.
things like that, it holds a very close spot in my heart as well too.
Hmm.
But on a personal level, outside of WWE, as I'm still working within the company,
Hmm.
starting a women empowerment program,
Oh,
and a
nice.
seminar. I was actually starting it, and then all this craziness and nonsense happened. But I'm going
Hmm.
to be traveling city to city and hosting a group of women. And I want to bring women in the community together,
Hmm.
that share very similar views and values on things, and
Hmm.
develop friendships there, but also talk about some difficulties that us females have, on a
Hmm.
day-to-day basis, where we can't really, find people to talk to, or find people that
Yeah.
relate to, certain things. And I also feel like mental strength goes alongside with physical strength.
Very
So in
true.
these seminars, I'm gonna, open up, a 20-minute, seminar where we talk, and
Hmm.
then finish it out with like a 25 to 30-minute physical, easy workout where we just feel refreshed and ready to go, and developing new friendships. So that's something you can, take a look for when everything gets back up to being up and running.
Hmm.
And then also working with many foundations and helping children, and going into the anti-bullying programs at school,
Hmm.
and running that with WWE. And I'm very passionate about. Definitely look out for me in movies, and later to
Movies.
come. Yes, that's
Ooh,
definitely
let's talk
something.
about
Yeah,
it. Let's talk about
yeah.
what kind of movies are we talking about now?
Oh,
Are you
I
going to
would
be in
love.
Expendables 4 or 5? Whatever. What's
No,
going on?
I would love to do like high action packed movies.
Yeah.
Like um, I love those high intense movies. And now that I got this bad girl persona going, I can play
Perfect
play that
timing.
little, yeah, play that little bad girl role in a movie. So it's sky's the limits. Like I
Hmm.
said, WWE offers you this platform to take with you in any different avenue, where
Hmm.
you want to go, what you want to do. As I had mentioned, boxing. I'm pushing my age though. I'm 32, and then by the time I'm
Oh,
done,
stop!
36,
Can
37,
you
and then
still wake up in the morning out of bed with no pain? Because I'm having a hard
mm,
time these days. Don't tell me
ask
32
me,
is old.
ask me on a day that doesn't end with Y, and the answer will be yes. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for my future. I
Mhm.
love to see Uly grow and perform as an athlete too. So being able to stand by his side,
Mhm.
and just encourage him. I feel like my job, and it's not a job, but I feel
Mhm.
accomplished when I help him with other things as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that the both of you have been doing a lot of work in the community as well. I saw some things on social media. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we get together and we
Mhm.
feed the homeless. So it's about every 2 to 3 weeks, and
Mhm.
Yuli has been very passionate about it as well. And we go out there and we do charitable. We just drive around, downtown Miami,
Yeah.
and just hand out food to the less fortunate. It can be anybody. And, there's many restaurants. I mean, he's Mr. Miami. Once you get to talk with him, he's like Mr. Miami. He
He's
knows
the mayor.
everyone from anywhere. Yeah, he knows everyone from everywhere. So he is blessed to know a lot of restaurants that are also on board with being able to reach out and prepare us and provide us with these meals. And we just go out there and donate. And everyone has been, super helpful and super amazing in regards to, starting a team. And we have this little system down where, they hand me the food, I hand it to the kids, or, and they go out and disperse it. And we have this like little line going, and it works out great. It's, really quick, simple, and painless. We're going to be doing it again in about 3 weeks. And, we have the jungle gym here right in the backyard.
Yeah, I want to stop by the jungle gym. I think we need to
You have to come out.
I want to do an MMA Uncensored exclusive at the jungle gym. I'll bring my camera guy. We'll have some fun.
Yeah, that would be
we should do that.
Super cool.
Yeah.
That would be super awesome. And Uly, he goes to, the juvenile detention centers as well.
Oh,
and
cool.
Goes and speaks with those children there too. So, his look is very intimidating, and I'll get off of here.
Of course,
so you guys,
of course.
You've heard enough about him, and you're like, where is he? But when he comes on here, his look is very intimidating, very, you're just like taken back by it a little bit, but his heart is gold. His heart is genuine. And, let's see if he talks about me like I talk about him.
I'm sure he will. I am sure he will. He's a gentleman. I know that. I'm going to, before I let you go, I have some fan questions, some of the fans. Let's get some good questions up. We had a few that were popping up, and then I got hit up on Instagram as well. Everybody's hitting me up. IG, baby. I do a lot of business on that Instagram. I'll tell you, it's pretty cool.
Do it for the gram.
Always. That gram is always, it's always hooking it up. There's always something going on the gram. So let's see. We got, here we go. Do you like to fight MMA? So I guess are you interested in fighting MMA? We talked about that earlier, but for Juan's sake, let's.
Juan, I definitely am. I think that is something that is super, special. I admire every single athlete that goes out into, the cage and puts everything out there. It's something like I had told Joe earlier in the interview. I just want to do it. I want to get out there and get a feel for it, and just earn a new respect and add something into my back pocket. If it's something that I carry out, who knows? But I definitely want to get in there. I think from, my whole athletic background, I could say, has definitely paved the way for that to be in my near future.
Wonderful. And Carl, what is your best memory in WWE?
My best memory. Honestly, I like to say women's evolution. That was definitely a staple in women's history. I don't know if you're familiar with the evolution. It was an all women's pay-per-view, first time in history in WWE that we were able to go out there and perform only women and do everything that men are able to do and show the world that we are powerful and we are capable to do anything. And it was not only within WWE, but we got a lot of recognition as far as around the world and other female athletes to support us and to support what we are doing, and being a very powerful and uplifting event as well too, and being in the ring with the legends too. You had Molly Holly, you had Lita, you had Trish, so it was super cool.
I had a huge crush on Lita when I was growing up. Huge.
Didn't everybody?
Yeah.
Did you have posters too?
I had a Sable poster, like a life-size Sable poster in my bedroom when I was a kid. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah. Don't tell Brock that. I'm kidding.
If he watches this, I'm dead.
No. He's a teddy bear too. What
about well, you brought up Evolution. One of my favorite shows on Netflix is Glow. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have. That was awesome. Yes, that was great.
What is your favorite attire, Jack Stewart?
Oh, my favorite attire, I would have to say, was probably my first one. I love the transition that I have progressed to. I will tell you why my first one was my favorite, and also this last one. My first one was, it's just, it goes down in history. That was the first one I absolutely wore, but it was also inspired by Trish. Trish was somebody that I idolized growing up as well. It was one of her gears. She had all black with the collar, And it was definitely fun. I just had posted my favorite 2 gears actually today from 2015 to 2020.
I saw
And the
that.
gear,
Yes.
yeah. So the gear
Mhm.
now is like the unicorn colors, which is my hair, which is unique. I'm going out
Mhm.
there and I'm trying to just be me and just be
Yeah.
magical, and that's who I truly am. So it's definitely a great transition to
Amazing.
idolize Trish, and
Yeah.
now I'm doing me, and I hope people idolize me one day and go and be like, oh, I want to be a unicorn.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of unicorns flying around soon.
Yeah.
Dana, I want to thank you so much for Ashley
Thank
for
you.
being on the podcast. I was really looking forward to talking to you, and your positive energy and just the way you are, who you are, it's special. It really is, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And I do plan on seeing you at the Jungle Gym. Don't knock me out though when I get there, because I will get in
Oh,
the ring, but please don't knock me out.
put some headgear on and you'll be good to go. I'll do the body shots, but tighten up.
Even
I'll work the
worse.
core.
I'm Italian. I eat a lot of pasta, so we'll see what
It's
happens.
okay. We'll get you in shape in no time.
I know you guys will.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see you back here.
Same here, Ashley. Thank you
Thank
again.
you. Have
And
fun with Uly.
oh yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I'm
All
ready.
right. Good. All right.
Bye
Bye.
bye. All right, everybody. Dana Brooke from WWE. As you can see, she's fantastic. What a great person. Just super cool. I had the pleasure of meeting her at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 10 pay-per-view in Fort Lauderdale. We had a great time. We did an interview together, had a great conversation, and it was really cool to have her on the podcast tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Next, coming up, we have Uly the Monster Diaz coming up, professional boxer, professional MMA fighter, and most recently, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. So I'm looking forward to having him come on in a couple of minutes, and we will discuss quite a few things. He's a real cool guy, so I'm looking forward for all of you to getting to know him a little bit more, and I definitely look forward to talking about the bare knuckle because I love that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Steve Tyson, what's up, bro? How we doing? Good to see you. Everybody in the chat's having a good time. I'm happy about that. Guys, shout out to my sponsors real quick. For all your CBD needs, you got to hit them up. Hempboca, hempboca.com. If you put in the code MMA, you get a special discount. So check them out, hempboca.com. And also Veteran Farms for all your quality cannabis needs. You know what I'm saying? Hit them up, veteranfarms.com. They will hook you up. Trust me, they will hook you up. Speaking of getting hooked up, I'm patiently waiting. I got a shipment coming in from Las Vegas from my friend Christine Faria, Misfit Munchies. So I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what Misfit Munchies are. I don't know quite yet, but I will soon find out. I could promise you that. So yeah, guys, thank you again for tuning in to tonight's number 16. I can't believe it's 16 episodes already. This is crazy. And I want to thank you guys seriously. Like, we go live. You know what I'm saying? We go live. We don't do, we try not to do pre-record. We try to go live. We try to, keep it 100 with everybody and give you fans the opportunity to interact live during all these podcasts, So that's that's the most important thing. We want to always have you guys interact, ask questions, leave comments, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we do it. That's why we go live. And it's exciting. It's a lot of fun. But we are, I will tell you this, we are going to be doing a lot of, was that Keith? When is Diaz coming on? He'll be on shortly. He's probably just getting ready, but he will be on in a couple minutes. So stay tuned. Thank you for asking. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of pre-record stuff too. YouTube channel is going to get beefed up a little bit more. So again, guys, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just type in MMA Uncensored when you get to YouTube. If you want some cool shirts, obviously, MMAuncensored.net. If you put in my code JOE, J-O-E, you will get 15% off. So you can have one of these cool shirts too. And they're really nice too. They're like those next level shirts, cotton, they're fitted, so like it's a nice shirt to wear. But we're going to be doing some pre-record stuff on YouTube. We're going to be doing MMA Uncensored exclusive. So we're going to be doing a lot of in-person stuff, interviews, skits, like funny stuff, promotions, a lot of different things that are going to be coming up in the works. Some really, really big names in combat sports, in wrestling that are going to be a part of this as well. And I'm very excited to make these announcements in the coming weeks and in the coming months. I think you guys are going to really like it a lot. I'm excited for it. I'm blessed I get to do this stuff. So it's really cool. But yeah, you could check out, all the previous interviews that we've done. We had Spike Carlisle on last week. Christine Faria was on. Before that, we had Jake Hager on from AEW and Bellator. There was a call out during that show. It got heated. It was pretty cool. So you could check that out on YouTube. And then, I was actually talking to a friend of mine earlier today about some standout episodes, but I'll tell you guys a little bit about that later. Without further ado, we got the man himself. Well, not really the man, the monster, right? That's what it's all about. Uly Diaz.
What's up, brother? How you doing, Joe?
Yo, my man, already coming out swinging, bro. Hold on a second.
You know what's up? How you doing, brother? Thank you for the opportunity, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. I'm a big fan of yours. I was there live at Bare Knuckle at your last fight, and I became a big fan that night, man. You put on a very impressive show that night.
I always appreciate you, man, here on MMA Uncensored, and I know you got your own thing, right? A Guy Think podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, so I appreciate you. You know what I mean? You're always looking out for me and giving me some shine, and I appreciate that, brother.
It's my pleasure, man. You work hard. I see the hard work that you put in, and it's my pleasure to always give you a shout, brother.
Thank you.
So I like that shirt, by the way, man. Is that the official Monster tee?
That's it, man. Go to team-monster.com. Get your shirt. Represent.
That shirt. Gotta represent, man. And M for Monster, M for Miami, baby.
That's it, brother. That's it. I gotta send you. Actually, you know what? After here, I'm gonna get your info and send you a shirt, Joe. I owe you one for sure.
My man, I'm gonna send you one too. I may as well just see you at the Jungle Gym, and I'll bring them over.
That's perfect. My house is your house, brother, and the Jungle Gym's open, ready to go.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to swang, baby.
Breeding animals back there, brother.
I love it, bro. I love it, man. Yeah, see, man, it's really cool that you said. I didn't know that was in your backyard, but you set that up, and that's really cool.
Yeah, during this quarantine, it was. I had a couple things already. I had like a double end bag. I had the setup that my coach gave me. That's the huge Thai boxing bag. Mm-hmm. And slowly but surely, through Amazon and great friends of mine just donating. Shout out to my boy Apache and Israel that they set up all the rings for almost every event that we see down here in South Florida. They came back here and they got me a little 12x12 ring. So I have everything, man. I have bags. I have anything you can think of. You need to train. I got battle ropes, everything. My coach lives on the same block that I do by blessing. You know what I mean? So good quarantine's been a real blessing to me as far as for training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I talk to a lot of different people. Of course, the COVID-19 comes up. How has it been for you? I know you said it's been positive, but how has it been for you? And what's the biggest difference compared to times being just normal and now with training?
Well, there was more sparring. You know what I mean? When times were normal, we had more sparring. We had more people wanted to come around. You go to the gym and there'd be 30 guys standing around the ring while you're working. So that's kind of the big difference. But we've been able to find a couple of people, and great friends. Shout out to my boy Brutal Boswick, man. He's a beast. We've got some work in. And shout out to my boy Ox. He's come around, got me some work, and a couple other good guys, man. My brother Hector Lombard's come around, trained back here with me. We've had the honor of Kobe Covington back here in the Jungle Gym. Nice. Listen, man, it's been amazing. You couldn't make this up, brother.
That's right, man. Yeah, actually, I was texting with Hector today. I'm going to be setting something up with him. We're going to be doing an exclusive at the Goat Shed. That's the plan. I'm going to talk to Hector about it, and we'll figure something out. But Hector's a great guy, man.
Hector's a great guy, and shout out to Goat Shed Academy too. My boy Awesome out there, everybody out there. My guy Gus Villa, all the fighters out there, man. Third Street Savage, those guys are animals. They're breeding animals back there too. I love those guys.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. So I want to know about you, and I want the fans to know about you.
All right.
Where did you originally grow up in Miami? I know you're of Cuban descent as well.
Yeah, my parents are Cuban. I'm born and raised in Miami. I grew up with a single mom. You know, and I no sob story, ain't no pity story. It's just I went through my hard times growing up as a kid. You know, I was into gangs, I was into street things. I sold drugs throughout my life. You know, and but even as a kid, I started training like about 7 years old boxing. You know, and I always kept up with boxing. I started jiu-jitsu and stuff many years ago. I did my amateur career in boxing back in the year 2000, which is 20 years ago. You know, but I had kids at an early age too. And again, you know, it's not like it's not for a sad story. It's a true story. And it was hard to maintain a family and fight amateur where you're not getting any sponsorship, you're not getting any money, nothing, you know. And so, I turned to the streets and had my bumps in the road. I went to prison. I actually went to prison for fighting. I always used to get in trouble for fighting. Never for myself. I was never a bully. I was always protecting friends. And you know, it got me in trouble. And now what got me in trouble and sent me to prison is actually giving me paychecks, you know, but we're doing it legit. We're doing it the right way. We're not, you know, it's no street fights. Everything is sanctioned and it's an amazing life, man. You know, it's been up, down, and all around, but we brought it back and we're stable now, and I love it.
Yeah, I see the work you're putting in. You're doing great. The video montages that you guys are putting together are really cool. You know, now when you started your amateur career, how old were you?
When I started my amateur, I was 18.
18.
Yeah.
And that was straight boxing.
That was straight boxing. I was straight boxing. And then and what was funny was back then, this was in 2000, a friend of mine had opened up an MMA gym, you know. So I helped him, you know, paint the walls and put the stuff together. I started training MMA for the first time in my life. I was getting slammed by every wrestler that came in, choked by every jiu-jitsu guy that came in, but you know, I was holding my own. And then I started training for an amateur MMA fight. And within that time, an amateur boxing match came up back then. And I jumped in it. I just wanted to get, you know, I just wanted to do it. And that went on a roll. I did a couple of those fights, you know. But again, it got tough, man. Making it to the gym a couple hours a day, trying to feed a family, trying to make money. 19 years old, you're figuring it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But we're here again. I'm 39. I'm 39 now. I'm living my dream. I've listen. Everything happens for a reason, right? Might sound cliche, but everybody asks me like, "Oh, don't you wish you would have done this like 10 years ago?" And honestly, I tell them, really thinking about it, no, because me 10 years ago would have messed this all up. You know what I mean? Now I got the head on my shoulders. I know what I want to do, and I found out what, you know, hard work and consistency is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's big, man. As we get older, it's just the name of the game, man. When we're young, it's crazy. We think differently, you know.
Yeah.
And
I learned consistency, man. Look at you know, small example. I tell people, look at Joe Rogan. He's been doing this podcast thing 10 years. They think it just happened overnight. He's been doing this 10 years. All of a sudden, he came out the dark, and now look at him. He just hit 100 mil. You know, so God bless him. You know, God bless him. But that's hard work. He never gave up, and consistent. And anybody can make it, man.
Yeah, it's a mindset, man. You know, and you have that.
Kevin.
Yeah, it's Kevin, baby. You know, that positive mindset is big, man. You know, you got to convince yourself that you could achieve anything, you know, and you're going to go through hell to get there. And I see a lot of that in your training, and that's why I admire you and what you do, man. What is it like for you? Like, what motivates you? What gets you up? You've been through a lot in your life, and now you're here. What are the big motivational tools for you?
Brother, one of my biggest motivations is I have a saying. I tell them that my worst day today, if I have a bad day today, my worst day today is better than any day I had back then. You know what I mean? Like I have no bad times anymore. I went through these bad times, so now, like, you know, I'm super motivated, but everybody's human, and they have those days where you wake up unmotivated. But you know what? I'm blessed to have this gym in my backyard. I get back there. My coach is back there. He pushes me for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it may be. And I get through it. My days, you know, basically compete because this is my job. And I feel great about myself. And I look back and be like, yo, you know, what was I ifing about? You know what I mean? And that kind of just pushes me forward. My kids are a big motivation, especially my little ones. I got, you know, 2 7-year-olds. And they're by my side all day. They train with me. I have them in wrestling also.
I see that.
Just going to press conferences with these guys, and you know, sitting on my lap, and these guys watching this life unfold before them, man, is incredible to me. And you know, with God's help, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be a world champion, a bare knuckle world champion, and a boxing world champion. And not only with that, but people around me, people at these press conferences, other fighters, they're getting to mingle with them. And so when they grow up, they're gonna be like, look, my dad did this, and he was with these guys. You know, these guys were his friends. You know, and that's super motivating to me, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, that really is, man. It seems like you got a really good foundation back there at the Jungle Gym. Now, your pro boxing career. When did you turn pro? How old were you?
It was 2000. I was 35. I was turning 36, so it's going on 4 years now. And man, you know what? I had been working out. I was living in Colorado. I had been working out there. I had doing some jiu-jitsu. It's called Colorado Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Great people over there too. And then I just man, I tell everybody I had this come to God moment where I was just like, yo, you know, I was looking at what I was doing. I wasn't happy. And I was like, God, you know, I want to change my life. I really want, you know, it might sound dumb, but it's really what I went through. And I decided to move back down to Miami. I kept training. I was in Fifth Street Boxing Gym, which was my original gym, you know, with Dino and Josh. And man, you know, about a month and a half into training, it was about to be New Year's. I told them I wanted to take a pro fight. They came back 2 days later with a fight about 30 days, you know, like a month away.
Wow.
And and at first it started as a bucket list thing. I'm like, yo, I want to do a fight. Say I did it, something for my kids to be proud of. And let me tell you, man, once I won that first fight, it was like the biggest high I've ever had. It was amazing. Yeah, you know, I see people genuinely proud of me. You know what I mean? And it's just, again, it's been a dream. I'm living a dream, brother.
Yeah, and you're also inspiring people too, because everything you've been through in your life, there's a bunch of people out there that are going through similar situations. So when you see somebody that's been through it, been to prison, out, and now making a life for yourself outside of that, that's big, man. And there's a lot of people that could relate to that, you know?
Yeah, it's never too late. It's never too late. Don't matter the circumstances, nothing. It's all right here. And again, not to sound cliche, but it's really all in your mind. The second you say you're tired of your old BS and you want to change it around, you know what I mean? And you put at least your first step into it, you're definitely going to turn it around, you know? And once you put a couple steps into it, it just becomes maximum speed, you know? It's easy.
Oh, yeah. So now you win that first fight, you got this high, and you're like, holy shit, like, this is what I wanted to do. Yeah. What happened after that? How did it, like, you know?
I fought January 2000, let me see, 17? No.
Right.
I fought January 2017. I fought February 2017. I fought March 2017. I took 1 month off, trained. I was really raw. I had always trained, but I was kind of big back then, and I was feeling awkward, and I was, so again, I just kept putting in the work. I put my head down. I knew this was hard. It's not easy to get punched in the face for a living. You know what I mean? It's a tough sport. That's why I feel I like to be a gentleman in the sport. I don't like to trash talk nobody, nothing. If they trash talk me, we could get into it. Let's do it. But you know what I mean? But I'm not about that. I respect every man that steps in that ring, in that circle, in that cage. You know what I mean? It takes a lot just to step in there. Just the mentality of getting ready for this. This anticipation is huge. So, and again, like I said, all this build up and all this time and just putting it in and just dropping everything that had bad for me and just focusing on the good. I'm 4 years in right now, brother, and it's amazing. I'm the NBA Intercontinental Cruiserweight Champion. I fought on pay-per-view bare knuckle. I'm sitting at tables with big corporate people. We're talking about some money, so we're looking at a good future. I'm sitting here with you, brother. It's amazing. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, I'm sitting here with you, brother. It is amazing, man. It is amazing. I feel the same way, man.
Thank you.
So, boxing career, obviously, it's going great. 12-1, 11 knockouts. You got the power, cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get in that jungle gym with you, bro. Just go easy on me, man.
I'm gonna put Ashley on you, man.
Ooh, no, she'll kick my butt, bro. So now, the boxing career is going well. But we always had those idols growing up, right? Who were some of the guys that you looked up to when you were growing up and coming up, and you want to be like these guys?
Man, look, who doesn't, especially street kid. What street kid doesn't like Mike Tyson? That's number one. You know what I mean? Yep. That guy's the epitome of a street story from nothing, from rags to riches. You know what I mean? And that guy's amazing, a great idol. And look at him now, still 50-something years old, changed his life around too. Yeah. And so that guy's just all around from beginning to end. Great story. My favorite fighter was always Evander Holyfield. I just like the style. He was so technical and pretty when he fought. I loved him.
The real deal.
The real deal Holyfield. He was the real deal. I love Riddick Bowe, tough as nails. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kimbo Slice, man. Just Miami legend. Started this whole thing on the internet with the backyard fights. Masvidal, he did great this weekend too. Miami legend too. Yep. And I've always been a prideful person. I've always liked fighting, man. So, I don't fight for pride anymore. That's over with. But we fight for money now. But it feels good. It feels good to do what you do,
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely, man. And then you got involved with bare knuckle.
Yes, sir.
That was big. That was big. I'm a big bare knuckle fan.
Yeah.
You got with BKFC. How did that come about? Who reached out to you?
Man, I have a great friend of mine, Nelson Lopez. He's part of the crew over there. Bare knuckle.
Great guy, man.
Great guy. That's my boy, man. Him and his family are boxing legends in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And so he put me with Dave Feldman, and man, we had some talks. I was actually supposed to fight before that the one I did in February.
Okay.
But they wanted me to do something in South Florida, so we waited till they brought it down to South Florida, and I bring out the fans, so they love that. Yep. And man, we had a great fight. They gave me a nice opponent. We went, we did what we did, and we got the job done. And Dave is a great guy, runs a great business. It's amazing what he's doing. And bare knuckles the roots, brother. I went to prison for fighting with my bare hands. You know what I mean?
Now you're getting paid to do it.
Now I'm getting checks. Come on,
man. What a turnaround, right?
Listen, man, this is amazing, man. My girlfriend's a WWE superstar. You know what I mean? I'm talking on shows with you. I'm hanging. I'm training with Yoel Romero, Hector Lombard.
Yeah.
Hey, life is great, brother.
It's that mentality, man. You channel that energy and you put it into the world. It's gonna come back to you, man.
I told you, brother. There's no more bad days, but there's no such thing. If I'm having something in my head, I remind myself of what's really going on, and I get over it fast.
Damn right, bro. Damn right. Yeah, life is good, man. And Miami's an interesting place. Hey,
Bill,
there you go.
Man. Thank you, brother.
Bill's a good fan of the podcast. Thank you, Bill. And
Thank you,
obviously
Bill.
Now a fan of yours, I'm sure.
Yeah. And shout out to Jared too. He wrote something earlier. I didn't get to say it, but Jared, you're the man too. Thank you, brother.
Jared, the monster.
There he is, right there. There he is.
What's up, Jared? Thanks for tuning in, man.
Okay. I see my
you ready for the rematch?
Maxwell.
Brian Maxwell wants to fight again.
That's my dog, Brian Maxwell, man. Shout out to him, man. That was my opponent over there. Brian, man, we've been going back and forth on this on our own, on our little DMs. Brian's a good dude, man. Great fighter. Listen, again, I'm not fighting for pride. I already beat him, so if anything, he has to come back and try to beat me. But if it makes sense to Dave Feldman and he wants to catch a good check to watch us fight again, and the fans want to see it, then I'm down with it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this is I'm trying to feed my family. So if it makes money, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Brian's a good dude. He was a gentleman. We've been going back. We got a little things going back and forth, but we keep it kosher, man. He's a good dude, and he was a stand-up opponent. But if Dave Feldman says he wants to run it back, let's run it back, man. I ain't got no problem with that, Brian.
I like it, man. I like that a lot, actually. That's a true fighter right there. He'll take the fight, no matter what. I like that.
Yeah, of course.
So now you're in this. So we got this hot sport, right? This bare knuckle fighting championship. Before this whole COVID-19 shit happened, it's like here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just about to really explode. And now, obviously, things got put on hold because of COVID. Behind the scenes, what has it been like for you with bare knuckle, and how Dave and the company have been handling this whole situation?
We've had a couple meetings, and everybody, I mean, right now it's kind of out of everybody's hands. You know what I mean? This is above promotions and stuff like that. This is already government, stuff. So we're abiding. They got the fight coming up in Mississippi. In about about a week, I think. Shout out to Baboon. That's my boy. Love Baboon. Baboon's been back here in the jungle gym to train before. He actually helped me build the ring. The day the ring came in, he was here and he helped me build it.
Nice.
Shout out to that warrior, man.
He was supposed to fight Ehlers, and you heard what happened with Ehlers' camp.
No, what happened with Ehlers? I didn't hear. I just saw they switched the opponent. What was that happen?
Jim Ehlers' coach got COVID-19 positive. So
Kevin Gleason?
I think it was Kevin Gleason that
Kevin's
got. Yeah,
I got to give him a call. I didn't know that. Those are great people. Jim's awesome too. You know what I mean?
Jim Ehlers is a great guy, man.
Stand up guy.
Stand up. So he decided that to just play it safe so nobody gets sick. He bailed out. And Valley Flag is in. Isaac Valley Flag is.
Yeah, I saw Valley Flag. Fight before. You know what I mean? I respect him, but I gotta go with my boy Baboon. He's an animal. He's coming out with that. 100%.
When he fought Elvin Brito at the pay-per-view that you fought Maxwell at, he did that spinning punch, bro.
That was nasty. Yeah, that's the highlight. That's the highlight, man.
Yeah, that was so cool.
He came out like on a poster doing that. It was amazing.
That was dope, and they put that on slow motion. It was in one of the post videos, which you were in as well, which was pretty badass, man. Yo, you came out with the mask on.
The ski mask, man. You could go on team-monster.com, get you a ski mask too with my M on it. That's the thing. That's a Miami thing. Ski mask. You know?
Yo, let me tell you something. That was badass when you came out like that. Like your entrance and Dat Nguyen's entrance.
Oh yeah,
like
that was right before me. He did that that Mortal Kombat. Yeah. That's an animal too, man. He's a beast, man. Shout out to that.
Yeah, he's fighting. I think Johnny Bedford next for the 135.
Another tough bad mofo.
Yeah, big time, man.
Yeah.
So like who were some of the people that you'd like to get into a bare knuckle fight with?
Man, honestly, the wherever the biggest paycheck comes from, brother. I'll fight anybody, man. I'll fight any. Look at Elvin Brito, brother.
Oh, Elvin's in the chat. What's up?
Okay.
All the way from Puerto Rico, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Puñeta. Yeah, man. I train for the best, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got the best coach. We train every day. We're putting in work. I'm ready for anybody. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. And so we're ready, brother. Whoever they throw my way is cool with me. You know what I mean?
That's what's
they
up.
They have a bunch of huge names in BKFC.
Yo, would you think Shannon Briggs getting signed? He's a Miami guy too.
That's my guy. I love Shannon, man. I love Shannon. I was Logan Paul's sparring partner when Shannon was coaching him for his last fight. I was in California with Shannon. That's my boy, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I did a show with Shannon a few weeks ago. We were on Dr. Bo Hightower's chiropractic show.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ.
Yeah. Shannon's crazy, man. Hey, but let me tell you, seen that man's hands? His knuckles are crazy,
bro. Like, there's a picture with me and Shannon, and I got my small ass fist, in the air, and then he's got this lunchbox, bro. The lunchbox was like that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he got like a cement mixer.
But let me tell you, Shannon Briggs, man. He's wild on camera and everything, but Shannon Briggs is a smart, intelligent businessman. People may not realize that, but he is, man. Very intelligent guy.
Absolutely. He absolutely is. And a great guy. He's a great guy to be around too, man. Yeah. And great in the business. He understands, he's a character. He understands the business here. You gotta put out a show,
You really do, man. And I did that. Another Miami guy, Thiago Alves, got signed with bare knuckle.
I seen that too. Thiago's an old legend too from UFC, man. But a lot of big names.
Yeah.
A lot of big names.
A lot of South Florida guys, man. I would love to see like just a crazy pay-per-view down here in Miami, man, with just like you, Hector, Shannon, Thiago. It's a lot of money to spend, but I think it would be worth it, man. I think you guys
don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it doesn't happen before the end of the year. You know what I mean?
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think it will. I think it definitely will. I think this second wave of COVID will slow down.
Yeah. And
we're gonna see Dave Feldman come put on something real big down here.
You brought up a little earlier. You've been to a couple of meetings for bare knuckle. One stands out the most. Seemed like you had a meeting on a boat with Dave Feldman and Pitbull.
Yeah. That was nothing but a little hangout. We had a little lunch, you know what I mean? And those two guys are powerhouses. To see who comes, you never know what comes out of that,
That's true, man. Now, did you like grow up with Pitbull? Because he's 305 also.
Yeah, Pitbull's my brother. Grew up with him, man. We've been, I used to live with him when we were kids. Met at 11 years old. Lived together a couple of times. Matter of fact, when I was an amateur boxer, I used to live with him. He used to take me to the gym, and he'd take off to the studio.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been around each other our whole lives, man. And he's another big blessing in my life, man. Great to have he's not even a friend. He's more like a brother to me. You know what I mean? So great to have him.
He's a gentleman, man. I met him. I actually did a TV show with him about maybe 10 years ago, right when he was Mr. 305, but he wasn't Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah,
he was close. He was close.
Yeah.
But
that guy's a hard worker. Epitome of hard work right there, brother. You know what I mean?
Bro, he had the show called La Esquina, and they used to film it. They filmed it down in Kendall at the Telemundo studios.
Yeah.
And I met him when I walked in. They put me in the green room because I had a part on the show. And as soon as I walked in the green room, Pitbull's there with all his boys. Gets up, comes up to me, shakes my hand, introduces himself. He's like, yo, if you want anything in here, it's yours. We got clothes for the set. You could take some clothes home if you want. Pick out what you want. Have a drink. Like, I was like, wow, what a nice dude, man.
No, he's a gentleman, man. He still is. He's exactly like you saw him 10 years ago. He's exactly that today. He's a gentleman, great guy. Yeah. And honestly, not just because he's my brother, but he's a genius. You know what I mean? That goes without saying. He's the guy's a genius, you know? And it's great to have him be around him, be able to be around him and hear him speak and be part of these little, you know, sit downs. It's amazing.
Really is, man. Now, for your career, you know, obviously 39, you know, and like you said, you know, in sports world, it's considered, you know, older.
Right.
But the mentality, of course, we talked about, it doesn't really matter. And we've all seen Rocky Balboa, right? We know. Right. Just keep on punching, baby.
That's
it. For you, you know, you became pro 35. You know, you had your stint in prison, you know, and this is a fresh start again, and you're really doing a lot of great things with this opportunity. Are we looking at more professional boxing fights? I know you said you wanted to be world champion one day, and if so, what's going on with that?
You know what? We've been in some sit downs. I don't want to say no names yet because nothing's been written down, and I don't want to be, you know what I mean? But yes, I'm definitely fighting. I'm definitely fighting in boxing again. That's for sure. I'm the National Boxing Association Intercontinental Cruiserweight champ. Mm-hmm. They want me to fight. My next fight, I'm supposed to be fighting for the world title. It's vacant. Okay. So that's a blessing in itself, man. You know, I've been talking to them, and we're just waiting on a show, man. Something that's gonna make sense for everybody. You know what I mean? Because you know, it's that's all it is. Once this COVID wave is over with, we find a good venue, somebody throwing a good promotion. Yeah. We're gonna jump on board. We're gonna be ready. You guys are gonna be one of the first to know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be sitting here with you talking about it again.
Hey, baby, we're gonna break that news, man, on MMA Uncensored, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What about MMA fights? I know you're 1-0 in MMA. Anything on the horizon with that?
You know what? I had a conversation with Lex McMahon the other day too. This is less than a week ago. Okay. That's a big possibility too. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're trying to go down in history, Joe. You know what I mean? MMA, boxing, bare knuckle. I did jiu-jitsu this year. All combat sports. Like you said, I'm 39. I don't feel it. Again, not to sound cliche, I work my ass off every day. I feel better than I ever have been in my life. And throughout my life, I've always worked out. I've always eaten healthy. Mm-hmm. I take care of myself, you know?
Right.
So at this stage, even more, and I'm super active, and I got so much going on, and again, more than physically, just mentally, I'm there, and it allows me to push forward, man. There's a lot going on, a lot of good things coming.
Yeah, I like that, man. And you and Ashley have been doing fantastic. I follow you guys on social media, and I love it, man, because you guys are a really good team, you know. And she's got the WWE thing going. You got your career going, and you're doing a lot of work in the community, man. What started all of that great work that you guys have been doing together?
Well, so to be honest with you, what started all that? Well, we've done it. We've done it throughout the years. I've always done it throughout the years. But I have 3 great friends of mine that I grew up with. Shout out to Hugo, David, and Alex. Shout out to them, man. These guys are, you know, just under the radar dudes. They don't do it for no Instagram, for nothing. They come out of their own pocket. They buy hundreds of plates, and they go around in their truck and feed them. And so I told Hugo I wanted to join them. That's my childhood friend. Yeah. I joined it, and I put it on my Instagram. Yeah. Just so we could get, because you know, since I have a little bit of influence, at least in Miami, we get more people to jump on board. We've gotten more plates. We've gotten you know, a lot of people to come along and help us do this, and it's just really spread, and it's been real organic. Nobody's here to get famous off feeding people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really to spread the word. And if you want to join, you know what I mean? We put the post up. Meet us on the street, and let's spread the good, man. Spread the good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Spread the good.
I love that, man. I love that. You know, just giving back to people that really need it, man. You know, that's something that I want to do. You know, with the platform that I have with MMA Uncensored, giving back to people, and I'll be happy to help out any way that I can to help your cause out. Any way I can with my platform, I'd love to do that for you guys.
In the next couple of weeks, once I get it, because we do it every 3 to 4 weeks around there.
Okay.
So once I start planning it again, I'll give you a call, and at least we'll get on here and talk about it for 15 minutes and just let them know.
Yeah.
And you know what? Big shout out. The last feed, all the food came from Chef Creole here in Miami. Chef Creole is a staple in Little Haiti. It's Haitian Creole food. It's seafood. It's amazing. Shout out to them. They provided us with like over 100 plates.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Leo Brooks. He's a Miami guy. He's a country singer. You're about to see him pop soon.
Nice.
He came out and helped us feed. He provided some food to also. And man, listen, like again, just pay it forward. We're not here to do this to get famous or nothing like that. I'm fighting is my thing, but off of fighting, I'm able to do this and shine a little light on it, and hopefully I bring more people out. So that's it.
That's great, man. And then where do you see yourself? In your career, do you see yourself after professional boxing transitioning over into the world of wrestling?
You know what? You never know. You know what I mean? If they come to me from WWE, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm gonna jump in it head first. You know what I mean? That's
nice.
Amazing. That's a dream come true. But as of right now, I'm just focusing on what's in front of me. That's bare knuckle. That's boxing. You know what I mean? And that boxing, bare knuckle, and MMA. And just, me coming up as the monster has gotten me to this platform now where I'm able to talk to you guys, where doors are opening for me with Dave Feldman and other people. So, I never lose sight of where I came from. Yeah. That's what keeps me on point. So, and I never take anything for granted. I feel, I appreciate every opportunity. And that's what's opening doors for me, man. Just say I'm not too good for anybody. I'm not too smart for anybody, and I can speak to the janitor and I can speak to the CEO the same exact way with the same respect. So we keep it moving forward, brother. We'll see what happens.
I love it, man. I love it. Before I let you go, anything you want to get out? Shout outs to sponsors, anything like that?
Man, shout out to my management team, Game Time Management. Shout out to shout out to you. Shout out to Ashley, my family watching. You know what I mean? My kids, my mom. Shout out to everybody out there watching. I appreciate you guys, man. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for you having me uncensored, if it wasn't for, a lot of these guys out here helping me out, helping me keep my name, especially during this quarantine, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be around here talking. So I really, truly appreciate you guys. Shout out to Trifecta Systems for the food that they're giving me. It's amazing. Shout out to my coach, Commander Zero, the Jungle Gym out here. And Joe, I hope to see y'all here soon, brother.
Bro, I'm about to get my safari suit on for that jungle, baby. I'm ready.
Come on,
I'm ready,
brother.
man. I got my gloves. I got my wraps, bro. Let's do this.
Hey, just listen. I got wraps for you. I got gloves for you. Bring a mouthpiece. I don't have a mouthpiece for you.
Yeah, I know. So the whole I can't be sharing mouthpieces during COVID-19, bro.
Exactly. Hey, thank you, brother. I love you guys, man.
Love you too, brother. Thank you. God bless you, man.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Later, brother.
Later.
And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. MMA Uncensored Live, number 16. Come on. Uly Diaz, the monster? How great of a guy is this guy, man? Tough as nails. He looks tough as nails, and he's a great guy, man. You got to love Uly. Check him out. And do me a favor, guys, because, come on, these are such really cool people that we had on tonight. You can follow Ashley, a.k.a. Dana Brooke. There's her IG right there. And my man, Uly, at Uly_monster on IG. Check him out. Love these people. Great people. Again, guys, thank you so much. Shout out again to our sponsors, Hemp Boca, for all your CBD needs. www.hempboca.com. You got to check out their post-workout massage oil. It is really good. It smells good, too. You could even use it during sex. It's really good. Check it out. And also veteranfarms.com for all your quality cannabis needs. Check them out. Veteranfarms.com. We got a very big surprise coming up next week. Not saying a word. Got to wait. But guys, thank you again so much for tuning in for this week's episode of MMA Uncensored Live, number 16. The replay will be up tomorrow on YouTube. The audio version will also be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and pretty much everywhere else, all the main podcast platforms. So you'll be able to listen to the audio version, whether you're on your way to work or, waiting on that check cashing line. Either way, it's going to be available for you to watch or listen to. Guys, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. MMA Uncensored thanks you. Chris thanks you. I thank you. Thank you again to Ashley and Uly. And have a great night, guys. Take care.